Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at some of these coins then. So I'm not your financial advisor, it's not financial advice, so let's just crack on. I watched one of my videos yesterday because I had a few people saying that you might be getting confused. Yeah, look, I'll tell you something. I've been pretty ill. I've had some kind of bug and I've been severely lacking of sleep, and now my little daughter's got it. So I've been ill and extremely tired. So I'm going to try and be a bit more careful about what I'm saying, because I did sort of misrepresent my video a little bit yesterday. So anyway, the situation is still pretty much the same. Basically, when we're looking at Bitcoin, okay, so we had this big run, we've been consolidating ever since. We're on the daily chart here, so we'll just have a look at this first of all. The daily chart shows to me still that because we're underneath this sort of descending trend that we've got going on here, until we break above it, we're going to be suffering some resistances. Okay, yesterday was a really big move. It actually broke above these resistances here, the main ones actually that I thought would be quite important to break above. First one being 10,600 and the top of that box being 10,800. So we broke above that and we closed above that on the daily chart, which is really good. We're bouncing here from the middle of a Bollinger Band, but that's fine because it's the daily chart. We're actually finding a bit of quite a substantial rejection from that area here. So that would be 11,000. We can call it 11. It's just short of 11,000. Not too much to worry about, because we had some serious rejections when we were moving our way back up from this bottom level here. So perhaps maybe we'll have to see how the next few days pan out really. We look like we're getting support on the green 50, which is a good area to get support from, and also we're not sort of, we're kind of moving our way down towards the bottom of this blue box territory. Now, if we break under there and close beneath there again tonight, then I would probably be looking at more carrying on with our sort of bearish momentum that we had going, so back down to the 10,000 or maybe a little lower. But that remains to be seen at the moment. There's a battle going on between the Bulls and the Bears. The Bulls have won the first skirmish, and the Bears are trying to keep them from getting up past 11,000. Because if we can break above 11,000 and especially 11,200 and make a close above that area, a daily close that would be, then that'd be extremely bullish. The next area would be to come up and test this descending trend, which would be, currently stands around about 11,700 to 11,800 ish area. That's where we would probably find a significant rejection from, and then at that point we want to see where we bounce from. So at the moment, again, we're in a bit of a no man's land territory. We've got one battle has been won to the Bulls, and the Bears are now fighting back, trying to get control over this blue box territory of 11,000 to 11,200. That's their kind of last stand before this one gets tested, and may be broken. We'll have to see. I would say though, if we do break above there and we get rejected from here, a fourth rejection is not going to look good. It would mean to me more of a continuation in downwards trend, but that's a fair bit away at the moment. So currently got to wait to see if we can break above there, and really I'm not going to be looking at putting any sort of longs on until we break above this territory here. Once we break above this one and close above this one, then I think it's got the green light at that point to start moving up. Right now I'm just going to be sitting back and waiting and watching to see how these go. Patience is your friend really in a situation like this, when you're really sort of waiting to see who's going to win out of these Bulls and Bears. Just sit back and watch, and then pick up the pieces once it's made its decision. So we'll move on to Matic now. So looking at Matic, we'll start with the tether pairing because it makes a little more sense. Tether pairing, okay, so we bounced on the bottom of this yellow 200 simple. Okay, that seemed to be a decent bottom, and bear this in mind, we were coming out of this sort of triangle formation here, so we broke to the down, which was a shame, but we actually bounced from this area, and at this point now we could technically say that we've broken out of the downwards trend, and we're finding resistances on this sort of long-standing resistance area here, that being the 1.6 cent area. We didn't really touch it. We got close to it, but we didn't actually touch it. So technically, it's still a hefty situation going on here. There's not a great deal of volume being traded with Matic, to be honest with you. I mean, it's okay, but it's not really enough to give it any kind of really big push momentum going on right now. So I would say that we're probably going to be looking at going sideways. Have a look at these indicators. Suggest definitely a sideways action. So you know, it looks like we're getting support on the green 50. Technically, we haven't had a death cross. So that would be this green going beneath this white. So that's also a good sign. If we did get that, then I would be pretty bearish on it as well in the short term. So technically sideways, and maybe, you know, we're down for the moment. We're going sideways. So we're going to be trending anywhere from this bottom area here, which would be 1.3. We call it 1.33 cent, and our other supports being 1.45 cent, and our green 50 is just a little above that, 1.47 cent. These are our supports that we're hanging on to at the moment. As we're getting a bounce on the green 50, it might be looking to find another bounce if we get down to that area of 1.47, or we'll call it 1.45. Because yeah, we'll just call it 1.45. That should cause another bounce back up, but that doesn't mean it's going to bounce right back up. It basically means that support should hold, and we'll find our way sort of meandering up again towards this blue box territory. But again, like I say, we're just wanting to go sideways and maybe down, to be honest with you. We'll look at the Satoshi values for what they're worth. When Bitcoin's making these moves, it's creating a sort of more downwards trend for us, because the Satoshis are becoming harder to achieve when Bitcoin makes moves up. We still have our golden cross, we don't have our death cross, which is good. Definitely more movement to the side, and sort of, yeah, just sideways action with a bit of a bearish overtone, I would say, to this one at the moment. Unless anything really comes out with Matic, this is what we should be expecting. We had a nice move here, and we've not fully consolidated from it, so that's actually a really good sign that it's holding some of its value after that big FOMO move. So you know, it's not a bad thing. It's still up 50% of its previous low, so it's pretty good, pretty good going. We're just consolidating from a move like that. Nothing can go up 100% without consolidation, really. So that's what we're getting now. We're getting consolidation, and until we start getting higher highs and break above these blue box territories, then sideways with a bearish, with sort of a bearish overtone to it, is what I would expect. Matic really needs to start bringing out new things for us to sort of change the momentum for good. At the moment, it's just being traded like this with low volume, so big moves, high volume, sort of downward spiral as we have lower volume. So yeah, nothing more to say on that one, and we'll just move it on to kin now. And I know not a lot of people are interested in this, but I'm pretty sure in the long term people will be interested. No one really covers it. And I've actually bought a little bit of it, and I'm getting a little bit excited now I'm seeing these moves. So I'm trying to make heads or tails of what's going on and where it's going to go. Now, there's no reason for this move to have taken place. I can't make any sense out of why it happened. There's absolutely no reason for it whatsoever. I'm just assuming somebody just bought an enormous amount of it and has now become a kin whale, and that has now triggered a bit of a buying session for the average Joe. So what we're looking at here, we've got two big blue box territories that are way off, but considering we made a move like this in just, you know, it's about an hour that this happened, I thought I'd mention it. So the first blue box territory, you can see we've been rejected, these big candlesticks here being rejected at 0.000024 area. That's a significant rejection that's happened twice on this occasion, and it also more or less pans out to these candlesticks here. We had two big moves up here. They moved down as a result of that, and it doesn't really correlate with anything sort of further back than that. So it's clearly a resistance area. But this coin at the moment is quite sensitive to obviously buying, because there's not much volume in it either at the moment, and it's extremely cheap, and it's actually got a bit of a bad rap at the moment. So it's surrounded by a bit of negativity, this coin at the moment. Anyway, if it were to break above that, our next area of that blue box resistance is 0.000025. We could almost call it 26, and if that gets broken and there's a wick coming up above there again, then I would say that this should continue. Now we do have a golden cross here. We are only looking on a 4-hourly, but there is a golden cross taking place, which is also a good sign. I might have continuation of this, and what we really want to see is we want to see less of these skinny little wicks. We want to see more of the candlesticks getting closer up, closing up, and within this blue box territory. That would be a very good sign. And the green 50 is sort of riding itself right up to the top. We've got a 7-day close that we seem to be holding on top of, actually, so it's actually looking pretty bullish, in all fairness, but it's very weak. This coin is extremely weak, so as bullish as it is, it's still very, very weak. So if we break above there, then the next and the most substantial areas is going to be this blue box territory. You can see here when we were dancing around this bit here, and then we finally broke down. So I've marked this off here because this is where we stopped there, but realistically the main area to break above would be 0.000035. If we can break above there and stay above there with a wick and more like a candlestick, if we can get a candlestick to close above there, that would be extremely bullish. We would be looking at a proper and a true reversal in trend, I would say, at that point, because this is where we really did fall, and this was an absolutely enormous fall. I mean, just try and put this into context. It came all the way down from that area of 0.000037 all the way down to, well, 0.000007. So that is an absolutely unbelievable fall. That's like 400%, in, well, within a day. That's incredible fall. That's just horrendous. And it was at that point it brought this coin came to my attention. And so anyway, I would urge you to look at it yourself, and like I say, I'm not your financial advisor, but something's going on with this coin, and I'm not saying it's likely to recover anytime soon or ever, but I've just thought I'd do this little brief technical analysis on as we're starting to change, and it looks like we're looking to perhaps maybe reverse a trend, only maybe. We've got to see how this first blue box area pans out for anyone to be interested. So anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching, and obviously thanks to my subscribers. I can see they're going up quite a lot now, so I really appreciate that. And yeah, we've got a Telegram group if you want to join that. There is a link on this video in the comments. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.